Hello, my name is Christina Andrew. Um, I am a student at West Texas A&M University. Um, I am speaking today about my healthcare campaign, or my new health campaign. Um, the campaign's purpose is to engage in open communication with my target audience members in the pursuit to educate compassionate but hesitant parents about their concerns and misconceptions about vaccines while remaining transparent. Um, the title of my campaign, or the name of it, is Vaccine Hesitancy. That's just a blanket statement, but it's basically reducing vaccine hesitancy. Um, Basically, the campaign presentation aims to address the severity of the preventable virus, measles, it's the most common one right now, and basically to employ and utilize educational tools to persuade those vaccine hesitant parents to confidently vaccinate their children. So let's start with my quote. I have my notes here. I'm sorry, you're going to hear them. This quote is, imagine the action of a vaccine, not just in terms of how it affects a single body, but also in terms of how it affects the collective body of a community. And that's by Eula Biss, the author of On Immunity. Vaccine hesitancy has recently made the World Health Organization's 10 threats to global health in 2019's list. And vaccine hesitancy there is defined as the reluctance or refusal to vaccinate despite the availability of vaccines. I see it, I think it's a common thought and knowledge that the anti-vax movement has been detrimental to immunity, but there's basically like two groups of people who aren't vaccinating. It's the vaccine resistant, and those are the people basically that we're not going to be able to change their mind. They're dead set. And then there's the vaccine hesitant. And those are parents who basically have seen the media or social media posts about, I don't know, just crazy things. A lot of people still cite a study that was done in 1998 by Wakefield, a doctor who, soon after publishing that study, lost his license. The study basically was giving fraudulent claims that the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine has a link to autism, which again, it was fraudulent, and it's never been replicated. But people still, to this day, spread just misinformation about that. And I still see posts on Facebook of people who are still preaching that same thing. It's just a lot of wrong information going around. So basically, with that, in the anti-vax movement, we've had a lot of people opting out of vaccinations, or just, routine vaccines for their children. And that basically has led us as in the U.S., we have the highest number of measles cases we've ever had since 2000. And 2000 was an important year because that year, the CDC had stated that measles had been eradicated, meaning we were in control of it. We've had no cases then because of the vaccine routines we had for children. We do have for children. But oh, and by the way, that's cited through the Homeland Security today, 2019. But with this anti-vax movement, we have a crazy amount of measles popping up again, which is horrible because it's a horrible virus. To give the symptoms, this is an account by a doctor in London from 1894. I like it because it's unique. Day 1 starts with an initial rigor, and it progresses into fever and chills. Second day, the fever increases. There's just untraceable discomfort, excessive thirst, loss of appetite, white tongue still moist. There's a slight cough, heaviness of head and eyes, and constant drowsiness. Between day 2 and 4, fluids emit from the eyes and nose. Eyes basically will let out tears, but the child isn't crying, it's just tears or just fluids. And sneezing, like a cold sneeze kind of. And then the eyes progress to be swollen. There's possible vomiting, but more commonly there's reports of green loose stools. So that's fun. And then day 4 is the initial onset of the, I don't know, like just, I don't know, the famous like rash that comes about on measles. But they are defined as small red maculae that start on the hairline and they progress down the body. And they just, I don't know, they progress all the way down the body and they basically start forming spots or like patches. And then through the days on like day 8, 9, they keep getting more tough and flaky, the spots. And all the internal stuff still keeps going on, basically like respiratory infection. And finally, up around, I think it's day 9, is when this doctor, my favorite part, is he described it as the body looks like it had been dusted by bran. Like, I don't know. To me, that's similar to like sawdust. I just dusted with that, as in like the skin is just flaky and the rash is covered. And the child experiences labored breathing and cough so severe that basically they can't sleep. Yes, and that is from his article of London. I just cited in here. It was a really neat book. Yeah, so those are the symptoms, and they still, I mean, those are the same exact symptoms too today. Measles hasn't changed a lot over its like lifespan from like the 18, like when it appeared. And that's what's actually kind of cool because our vaccine has been, I mean, it works because the virus doesn't change, which is nice. But it's still a freaky virus because I learned so much about this thing. I think I had nightmares about it. It basically, I'm trying to think which one I want to tell y'all first. So, measles is airborne, can be airborne, and it lives in the air for 2 hours. So even if the infected person leaves the area, measles still lives in the air for 2 hours. That's freaky to me. But even more freaky is the fact that when you get measles, it basically wipes out your immunologic memory. So your immune system has a memory of all of the viruses, diseases it is immune to. But when you get measles, it wipes it all out. So if you have immunity to tetanus, or anything else, it wipes all that out. So after you like get out of the woods with your measles, you're susceptible to everything again. That's horrible. I mean, I think that shows significance of the problem perfectly. So, yeah, I mean, that was pretty significant. So my solution came to be basically using social media as a positive outlet rather than how it started with this anti-vax movement as a negative for healthcare, because I mean, everybody clicks on something that they're concerned about, and hesitant parents are just very protective parents. They just really want to take care of the kids the best way they can. So I believe if we provide the information and can make it as popular and shared, that people will just realize, oh, okay, like that information they're scared about is outdated, and there is so many good positives to vaccinations. Yeah, I think that's what prompted me to. I went to Facebook. I think a lot of the target audience uses Facebook. Basically, the target audience is young moms. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, young moms, but kind of naive moms. I don't know if that sounds bad, but mostly that have children between the ages of like infant to 4 years old. And I thought that making it that, or just making it very prevalent on Facebook would be a really cool way to get it out there. So I created a Facebook group actually, and added a few healthcare people I know on there just to keep kind of sharing it. And it's just called Reducing Vaccine Hesitancy. And that's just a group. And I've posted a few, like, I don't know, info charts or graphics. I like the graphics because it makes you want to read it. I don't think the general target group that I have really wants to look at all of these flow charts. I don't think they're very interested in that. But graphics and just brief stats and data is made, I don't know, more accessible through that. So I believe that it'll be beneficial and helpful. I also created a hashtag. It's really long, I'm sorry, but it's vaccinate because not all heroes wear capes. I like the hashtag because it groups together a lot of correlating, I don't know, post. And I can throw that hashtag on things and people can look at just the hashtag, but also look at a lot of information underneath that. And I just thought it was a really new, or not new, but just a current way to share information through that, I don't know, age group. So I started the hashtag and the Facebook page. Evaluating it, it'll take time, I guess, and see how many shares and everything and likes. Even it's just only been up, I think like a couple days. I'm sorry, I'm late to get it up, but it's already got a lot of shares, which is really cool. And I have again other healthcare workers on there with me, and they are passionate about the same thing, so they share it a lot as well. So it's neat to see it already progressing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I learned so much about measles, it's not even funny, so it's just overwhelming. It'll terrify you. Yeah, I'll always, vaccinate. So basically, I don't know, I introduced to you guys the difference between hesitant parents and resistant parents. And I think we can reach and help so many, I don't know, children to get the immunity numbers up higher by just making that information available to the hesitant parents, because again, they really want the best for their kids. And if they realize that that information is genuine and we're being honest and open and we care about their concerns, I mean, they're going to realize, okay, I mean, it's hands down the safe bet to vaccinate your child, especially here for this vaccine. I know there's other vaccines that are questionable, but especially for measles, because right now it is everywhere and terrifying. So to wrap up this long video, I'm so sorry for the length. I have another quote. I'm so sorry, that was loud. Vaccines are the most cost-effective healthcare interventions there are. $1 spent on a childhood vaccination not only helps save life, but generally reduces spending on future healthcare. And that's from Ezekiel Emanuel. It's super true. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching my long video. And yeah, spread the word. Thank you.